Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Dia Anwar Aisha binti Hasmati, matrix number 202515559. I'm from class CAAD with triple one A, and this video assignment is for subject VCS 128, Introduction to Social and Cultural Studies. I chose the topic number 3, which is about definition of culture. I will break down on what I will be talking about today. What is culture? And how to differentiate between culture and society. I will explain about material and non-material culture and compare and contrast between ethnocentrism and xenocentrism. And I will be making a conclusion at the end of the video. Now, we'll be talking about the introduction to culture. Culture is a shared way of life of a group of people. It encompasses everything from our daily habits like food and clothing to our deeper beliefs and values. Culture shapes our thoughts, actions, and identities as a member of a community. It includes both tangible elements and intangible aspects of elements, such as technology and art, also beliefs and tradition, which is passed down between generations through generations, and culture is usually expressed throughout symbols and varies across different regions and societies, which reflects their uniqueness on, and social environments. Ultimately, culture is visible in our daily routines, customs, and perspectives on the world. Now, to the definition of culture. Culture, by Edward Tyler, is defined as complex of whole, which includes knowledge, beliefs, art, morals, law, and custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of society. Another definition comes from Scott, who sees culture as all that in a human society which is socially rather than biologically transmitted. Culture also means that it embodies the shared human activities of a community or group encompassing customs, law, fashion, architecture, social norms, and traditions. Some other cultures like Aztec and Roman have vanished throughout time. Uh, Others are still thriving today, such as Chinese and Muslim cultures. Cultures consists of both material and non-material things, which we will talking about later, and they are usually linked together because physical items often symbolize cultural ideas. Talking about material versus non-material culture, let's break down about culture versus society. Although it was often used as synonyms, culture and society have distinct meanings. Society is a group of people who live together in a common territory and share a culture. It can be any definable region, let's say a small neighborhood or a large country. Now, when we use the term society, we are referring to a social structure and their organization. Culture, on the other hand, is a way of life, referring to a group's customs and beliefs, usually consists of values, beliefs, and artifacts. Now, we will talk about material culture and non-material culture. So, what is material culture? Material culture refers to objects or belongings of a group of people, which is, of course, tangible artifacts like tools, technology, artifact, and art, which reflects a society's values, beliefs, and a way of life. Meanwhile, non-material culture consists of the ideas, attitudes, and beliefs of society, which is why it shapes behaviors and social interaction within the community. Now, we will move on to the example of material culture. Now, clothing is a key element of material culture, from the traditional sari in India to our everyday casual wear. Our clothes reflect our cultural identity and even socio-economic status. Now, moving on to architecture. Designing buildings to reflect and maintain community values, traditions, and history is important. The architecture of homes, temples, and office spaces reveals much about cultures, priorities, climate needs, and historical context. And for example, the rustic stone mosque in Istanbul uses local stones for cultural purposes. It creates a peaceful meditation space contrasting with traditional Ottoman mosque aesthetics. Now, technology and tools. So, technology and tools encompass everything from smartphones to farming tools, which is vital to society's material culture. Technological advancements drive societal evolution, which allow us to adapt to changing needs and develop in new ways to interact with our surroundings. So, like before, we use very big cellular phones, very big, very hard to use, heavy. And now, in the modern day, we use very, very small smartphones and not as big and way lighter. And having way more technological advancements too. Now, lastly, foods and eating habits. The types of food we eat and how we prepare and enjoy it are shaped by cultural practices. For example, the use of spices in Indian cooking and the customs surrounding meals shared in various cultures highlight material culture through food. Now, moving on, we are talking about significance of material culture. Material culture fulfills practical and emotional needs by enabling adaptation through tools and structures that enhance life, safety, and enjoyment. Moreover, material culture reflects a society's identity and values. The objects of society values ranging from religious artifacts to cultural symbols to everyday items reveal stories about its people and their beliefs. Now, for the example of non-material culture, while you can't really physically touch non-material culture, its impact is far-reaching and ever-present. Some examples include beliefs and ideologies. So, non-material culture encompasses religious beliefs, political ideologies, and philosophical ideas. So, like Malaysians, we practice parliamentary democracy with constitutional monarchy. So that is political ideology. Other than that, like the Hindu concept of karma shapes social and political behavior within society, that one is a religious belief. Now, moving on to norms and customs. Social norms usually define expected behavior in a society. For instance, many Asian countries have strong cultural norms of respecting elders. These norms dictate what is considered appropriate or inappropriate in certain contexts. And now we will talk about values. Values represent fundamental belief in about what is good, right, and important in life. In many Asian cultures, family, respect, and community are prioritized over individualism, significantly influencing behavior and social interaction. Other than that, language, it influences how we talk, how we communicate and perceive the world. Language is one of the most powerful aspects of non-material culture, may I add. Language, from regional tongues like Hindi and Tamil in India to global ones like English, mirrors cultural identity and social connection. Lastly, symbol. Symbols are objects or gestures that represent deeper meanings. For example, the swastika holds spiritual significance in Hinduism, representing well-being, prosperity, and good fortune, while the lotus symbolizes purity and enlightenment. Now, we'll be talking about the role of non-material culture. Non-material culture holds very profound significance as it shapes the worldview and emotional bonds in individuals. It teaches individuals socially acceptable behavior and fosters an understanding of their place in relation to others. And it's crucial for maintaining social order by establishing a shared understanding of rules, ethics, and expectations. Another topic, which is comparing and contrasting between ethnocentrism and xenocentrism. So, ethnocentrism usually believes that their own culture is superior to everyone else. Additionally, ethnocentrism increases one's appreciation and commitment to one's culture and cultural group. The characteristics you could find in an ethnocentristic person is they believe they are superior than the other, and they, they will believe that their values and practice are inherently superior than others, and they will evaluate other cultures based on their own cultural standards, and usually often leading to negative assessments. And they have very limited perspective to like they can't understand and appreciate the cultural diversity. For example, a belief that one's own culture is the real language or the only one's own customs are correct. Another one is assuming one's own cultural methods are the most logical or efficient. Moving on to xenocentrism. Xenocentrism is the belief that another culture is superior to their own. Contrasting with ethnocentrism, they are polar opposites. For example, some Filipinos prefer imported goods like those from America. They believe that foods from America are higher quality than local products. Essentially, a xenocentric person favors the cultural values and norms of another society, using it as a benchmark to evaluate everything rather than their own kind. Another example is they prefer foreign foods, music, or fashions over local options, and they dismiss their own cultural traditions as old-fashioned or outdated. A further example is the colonial mentality among some Filipinos who believe that traveling abroad, especially to America, is the key to escaping poverty. I will be talking about the conclusion of this video. My conclusion is culture usually includes the shared beliefs, values, symbols, language, and artifacts that characterize a society. Grasping the concept of culture is essential as it shapes individual behaviors and beliefs. It affects their interaction and social organization. I think this is all for today. Thank you for hearing me.